Morning. It's Friday, March 21st, 2025. Zach Howard, here's your 3-minute morning market update thoughts to look at the end of the week here. Big options expiration in the US, 3.4 trillion notional value expiring today. Expect another volatile market with risk off moves expected to end the week. Out of the central bank planning around the world yesterday, the Swiss National Bank, who happens to moonlight as the largest hedge fund in the world, they own a considerable amount of those Mag 7, Bag 7 stocks. They've reduced their overnight central policy rate to 0.25%, basically the lowest interest rate out there in central bank land around the world. Over to the UK, no rate hike, no rate decline on its decision. Further to that, gold. Gold continues to be the strongest strength in all the asset classes I track daily. Higher lows, higher highs into an all-time high bullish trend. And we're seeing a lot more chatter come out of the US Treasury as rumors get floated to the market of a potential Treasury trust bond, as Scott Bessent, and the US Treasury Secretary, has $6 trillion of US debt they need to roll over refinance from April 1st to June 30. What does this Treasury trust bond look like? Potentially, it's something that's backed with a tangible asset, whether that's gold, U.S. land holdings, something that gives confidence to the global market to invest back into the U.S. through treasuries, through that U.S. dollar system, as opposed to just IOUs and the promise of military support around the world backing that. So they really want to send a message to the market. We have something considerable different here to differentiate us in terms of the world global credit markets, and maybe that's backed by a bond that's priced off gold. What does that price of gold then reflect into the open market? Gold being higher lows, higher highs into all-time highs, continues to front load for running a potential policy shift there. Something big is building in gold, and we can see that. Further to gold, I talked about yesterday, gold miners. There's some massive opportunities out there if you want to do the work in the individual space when it comes to finding alpha in these gold miners. One of my favorite companies, Mako Mining, they basically have a negative cost of capital. I've never seen this in thousands of companies I've studied over the years. Basically speaks to the strategic vision that the shareholders of the CEO and the main management team has had to guide this company going forward. And companies like this now have excess cash to buy back stock, which is the reverse that we've seen out of the sector for most times, where they continue to dilute shareholders and issue more stock. So there's opportunities out there in the gold mining space, as I talked about. Higher lows, higher highs also in silver, copper, which continue to set up alongside bullish backdrop in those commodities, and displaying strength alongside the second strongest signal in my notebook would be, after gold, those two commodities and associated plays. What matters at the end of the day is, are you winning or losing? What's the score when you close out the end of the game? Let's take a playbook out of March Madness here. Like, if you don't have the good players on the court, it's time to sub out some of those players in your portfolio. They're not playing well, and put in the good players that are. And that's what it really matters when you're trying to risk manage around markets. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday.